All right, Sensations back at you, and I'm back in the shop today. What am I working on? I'm building me top panels with my on-off switch hole there to get my on-off switch on. This is prep for paint. All this metal's prep for paint. We just got to go out and wash it. Any of the painted metal we don't have to prime, so we're not going to prime this stuff. I got all the side panels done and everything for that. I still need to, I've scuffed this up, but I need to wash it because I did some modifications to this panel. And I did those modifications, and here's why. We're going with this for the front cover. This thing is gonna look really, really good. So I drilled all the holes out where this, oh my goodness, I plugged it in twice, and now look, I think I plug it in at the top first, I can't remember. So you go here and there and push a little bit, and there it goes. It's starting to plug in like it's supposed to. And just go down the line with it. And she plugs in, and she's gonna look really, really good when it's all back together. You can see that. I don't have it plugged in all the way down yet, but I can. It doesn't fit the best, but it does fit good, and it will hold. And I'm going to put it all the way down so I can show you with it all the way down when it's back onto the case down here, that you got a nice fit. So there it is. I've got all this sanded down for paint. It's scuffed up, so if you see it looks a little scuffy, that's why. I've got my colors picked out. I'm doing 2 cases today, and I'm gonna drop the video on the first case. Probably go ahead and drop it Tuesday since I'm painting that case today. So the plastics I'm gonna use a primer on, and the bare metal I'm also gonna use a primer on. I'm just going through and unplugging that just like that so I can get that metal separated from the plastic. But I'm going to put you guys and gals on a time lapse. All right, on the plastic, I use the bonding primer. Right here, it says it bonds top coat to hard to paint surfaces for a premium finish. It's extreme adhesion, max rust protection, and X-rent coverage. And it's hot out there and it's in the full sun. I ain't got no shade out there to do this, so The other one I used the automotive primer. That was on the bare metal, used on metal and fiberglass surfaces. That's so right there. So that's the two primers you see me using. One's white, one's gray. I was doing both cases to start, and I realized that was a bad idea after I primered over the Windows 7 sticker on this and the barcode on the dill. I'm going to take some paint thinner, see if I can wipe that off, and then we'll tape it off and then go back and prime that and prime the other metals for the dill case, which are down here. But I'll let you have a look at it. It's after one coat of primer. It covered pretty good for one coat. And we got a hair right there if you can see it. That's not bad. This is the plastic panel we're going to use. And I ran it a little bit on this one, so I'm going to have to do some primering on it. So just a little bit of run on that one. So we'll have to primer it. That's an old case we used for parts underneath of it that is sitting on, so it's not hurting anything. But that's your update. We cleaned it earlier. We scuffed everything up, and once we did that, I cleaned it, scuffed it. I wiped it all down with spray weight glass cleaner, and then I brought it in, set it in front of the fan and cooled it off, and then I put it back out there for primer. So I'm gonna let this primer set in. I'm gonna have to flip some of those parts over to get the other side. Some of them I'm not gonna have to, but some of them I am, so I'm gonna wait till they're dry to do that. Entire case ready to paint. So our $100 47.90 K marketplace fine. All this is primered. Well, that ain't primered because that's bare metal that's painted, or that's painted metal, so we can scuff it and go over it. We already scuffed it. But there's what's primered and the rest of the case. I'm trying to do this like any of you could do it. I'm trying not to do anything special that would require having an air compressor and tools. But unfortunately, I wasn't thinking that way when I bought the paint. So I bought paint I gotta mix and shoot out of my gun. I know that a lot of you, especially that mess with computers, don't have air compressors and probably aren't mechanics and have, you know, paint equipment and shops and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, if you have a backyard and an open area that you can spray in, you can do this. You've seen what I did with the aerosol cans. That's the bonding primer that went on this plastic here. And you would almost think that was painted, but that's not the final look. We're gonna go over it with a flat white paint. And of course the gray, primer gray, was just automotive primer, also in an aerosol can. And we're gonna go over that also with a flat white. Except for the motherboard tray, I might tape it off separate and do a flat black on it. We got satin black and we got flat white. And I haven't really determined 100% what I'm gonna paint and how I'm gonna paint it, but maybe I'll paint this white and leave the insert black like it is and paint the case satin black. I may do that on the case. I might go satin black with it. I like the way the white looks, the flat white, but I might go satin black, we'll see. The other case though, it's already white. I think we'll go black with it. I still have to primer all the metal for that. It's laying right there unprimered, so I'm probably gonna lay it on the table, but it's getting awful hot out. It's getting metal hot, and I don't like it because it's gonna dry it too fast and shrink it. Usually it'll cause shrinkage, so we don't wanna do that, but the hair's a mess. It's hot in the shop. I'm probably gonna go ahead and cull it for a little while. I might come out after the sun starts to go down and cool off some. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep plugging away at this thing. This is just what I do. It takes time. You can't do it fast. If you want your paint to come out right, you want to make sure you get all your primer on and everything covered good. That way your paint sticks to it and you don't have paint flaking off at edges and as you can see, the painting has started. I love this satin black. This one I didn't get as much coverage on the first time around, but I will the second hit. I don't want to take a chance of running that because we got these parts together, so you got a lot of corners and stuff to go through. The side panels look great. A little bit of trash blew into it, but when you're painting outside, you can kind of expect that. There's the top panel. So I'm gonna let this flash off for a little bit, and I'll probably set you on time lapse, but I'll let this flash off for a little bit and I'll hit it with a second final coat on this side, and then after it dries up I'll have to flip it and shoot the other side. Well, dang it, I forgot to time lapse you. I forgot to hit record on it, so That's after 2 coats. I know it's hard to see because we're not in the sun, we're in the shade. I'd rather this dry in the shade for a while. It can dry in the sun later when the sun comes around here. On this side. So that is the satin black. I like it. Hopefully you guys and gals like it as much as I do, but if you don't, that's fine. But I like it, that's all that matters. All right, I'm gonna do a soft unveil. We're back out in my shop. What I mean soft is I haven't put it together yet, but I'm gonna start putting it together. So here it is. $100 gaming PC, just about ready to go back together here. I still got holes to drill for this guy, so we can put pop rivets in it. And that's gonna be our start button. I probably got it backwards actually. I think it goes like this. I want that button forward, but that's gotta get pop riveted on still. And the starter button's gonna go right there where that hole's at. And I already have it too. It's an LED one. It's in this bag right here. It's only like $6 on Amazon. But there's the front cover for it. Come out absolutely beautiful. I love the satin black finish. I really do. Hopefully you guys and gals do too. And I like how that metal looks different than that metal. Here's the, this is the front of the case actually. I'm gonna put you on a tripod because I'm gonna go ahead and start popping this back together. All right, I'm gonna use 1/8 inch pop rivets, I believe. They seem to fit the holes pretty good. I'm pretty sure that this first piece goes on like this, right here. The way I'm gonna do it, and I can't have you too far in the way. I'm only gonna show you a couple of these live. It won't be hard to figure out. If you've ever used a pop rivet gun, you know that it goes just like that. And I think I might need a smaller bit in that. I don't know, we'll find out, but it might work. We'll see. If it don't, we're gonna need a smaller bit, I can tell you that. So I'm gonna run that one into the hole, and I'm gonna run it through the hole of that. And I guess this bends back in there. Either that or that's not right. So we're gonna take another look at that. Oh, you know what? That's not right because this has a hole here it can line up with too. Okay, all right, I see what's going on here. We were in the wrong holes. You're gonna have to watch that because if you get in the wrong, once you get it started and get a few started in it, it'll go much easier than this. But we got to make sure that we're lined up and that we're going into the right holes. And I'm pretty sure it's these outside ones right here. So I think this one goes right here. And I want to double check it. And I'm 100% sure it goes right here now. So I'm gonna push that flat in there. I'm gonna hold that metal on the back side. I'm gonna get my gun on it. And then we're gonna start working it in here. There we go, first one's done. And it went through and popped it in nicely. So I don't know if you could see that or not. But if you look down there, you're gonna see a pop rivet right there. And look on the inside and you'll see the pop rivet right in here. So there you go. That's how I'm going to do this whole thing to put it back together. And it's going to take a while because there's a lot of pop rivets to go in it. So I'm going to put you guys and gals on a time lapse, and you're going to watch this beautiful creation come to life. Alright, here's the case mostly back together. I got to work on this panel here. The side panel won't slide into it, so we're going to have to notch this out. Probably notch it out a little bit to make it fit a little better on there. So I'll work on that to try to get it to fit, but overall this is going to give you the idea of what it's going to look like. I'm going to put another coat over top of this to cover this stuff up. That's the power button. It's going to be LED, but all in all, definitely a welcome change. Doesn't look like the same case at all. So there you go with the satin black. I need to put another pop rivet right here. If I push that up, you can see that it takes up that gap. So I need to just hold down here tight and put another pop rivet there. I'm going to paint all those pop rivets back black when I put the next coat on it. But it's going to need another coat, and I'm going to have to trim this out so that side panel can slide all the way in there and that gap is gone. So I have to trim this front panel out. I didn't have the case together when I fit this originally, so I couldn't do that. So I needed to fit it on there to be able to see, and now it's the first fitting of it. I'll make sure I get all that fit in there right before I put the final coat on this thing. And we got to drill the bottom out for these feet still. So we're going to get those feet under it and drill them out so that thing sits nice and flat. But tell me what you think of it overall. I'm going to end the video here, and I'll later on after we get it all back together, you'll see the final build. But so far I'm liking it. I am liking the way this thing is coming out. I'm not lying. For custom building custom fitting and building a front panel, to building a new top plate to cover that hole up right there, and putting a start button there, I'm really liking where I'm at so far. I'll keep going on it, but this is going to give you the overall idea of what it's going to look like. So this is what the finished product should look like when it's done, except for obviously where we got primer on the inside there, that'll be paint. So we'll make sure we do that. It will have some RGB fans in it too, because I think it'll pop well against the black inside on that case. But overall, I think it came out nicely. I think it looks really good. I like the satin black, and I think it looks good. So we'll get that stuff trimmed out of there. Well, I'll cut it out with a, I'll just use my Whirly Woo my air whirly-woo, one of these guys. My air grinder. I still got to clean up my shop and it's getting late. This is going to be the end of this part of the case video. I've done a lot of work to this thing and I got a lot of work in it, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the video right here. Since we have an idea, finally, with the paint, what this thing's going to look like, as opposed to what it was before. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So as opposed to what it was before to what it is now, it's a 9-day difference. So there's your overall look of it. I hope you like this video here. I just put some time in getting this thing pop riveted back together. So I hope you like this one. Hope you like how the case is coming out and the changes I decided to make to it. So we did some modifications to the case. Definitely a big modification on the front panel. And we're gonna make sure we get all that done. We're gonna fit, I'm probably gonna go with 2 120mm fans in the front here, RGB. I might go with 240 liquid cooler up here, we'll see. And then an RGB 120 back there. So that's gonna do it. This power button does light up to LED, so it will light up when it's on. The ring will. But tell me what you think. Drop your comments below. It's free to like, comment, and subscribe to a channel. This guy's gonna keep bringing content like this. I hope you like it. The gateway case is the next one on the paint and block. I think we're gonna go ahead and pop rivet this one back together and then paint it. I'm looking at the bare metal pop rivets and I think I like it better if it's painted, because if you look down here, I never took these out and I just like that better. So I think that's where I'm gonna go with it. I believe that we're gonna put, well, we're definitely gonna put one more coat on that when it's done. But that's gonna do it. I got the pop rivet kit from Amazon, in case you're wondering. And I about blew all the way through my little 1/4 inch down here. I got one left actually, but I got 1/8 left and a couple different sizes of 1/8 and some larger ones left. So that's the kit. It's from my spinner. It come off of Amazon, 385 pieces, really cheap. The pop rivet gun's from Ace Hardware, and it's an arrow gun. So it's just a hand manual gun, and it works pretty good, especially if you want to work on projects like this. I like where it's headed, guys and gals, I really do. And you'll see when it's done exactly why I went down this path. And I think you can probably, like me, already see it now. You see a better part of the picture coming together, right? So there it is. That's gonna do it for the build so far on the case. When you see it the next time, I'll have this all trimmed out for that side panel to fit right and the other side panel. And we'll have parts in it, and this thing will be running with fans and all in it, the RGBs in it. And then you can really see it. That's gonna be a whole nother video of itself though. Getting all that stuff ready and getting it in there is just gonna be a whole nother video. But I hope you like it as much as I do. I've definitely worked my butt off on this one, but I've worked my butt off on all this stuff. I got so much going on right now. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the very next Sensation production. Thank you.